Morning to you all out there and welcome to another one of my videos. Today I've got Andy with me, and as ever Andy has got everything in the water baited up ready to go, and I've just watched a bite on his rod, which is always a good thing. Fishing Shoreham Harbour, East Arm, bit of a trudge, parked in Carrots car park, which is over there, trudge down here, West Arm. It's got mackerel fishers all over it at the moment. They have been catching a few. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it simple again. I'm going to fish 2-hook scratching rig, one up, one down. I got lug on here, which is probably about 5 days old, bit manky, and I'm going to have a bash for some mackerel and then put a bigger bait. So I'll have just a couple of chucks. Tide's going out till about 11. Wind southwesterly. It's about 10 miles an hour at the moment. It's going to go up to about 15, 20. We've got a bit of shelter here, so we're fine. We're here all day. We're going to fish the tide out and then we'll fish it back in till about 5. I'm going to buzz these out. And Andy's just had a very typical bab, 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 bab. And we've been getting these bites, bab, 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 bab. And I suspect, I don't know what it is, but it's probably a bream. Is it a bream? It is a bream. Have a lovely day. And you, take care, chap. You will see yourself out there, fellow. Well, how nice was that? That chap you can see walking away is a fellow called Norman. And he just wandered down here and went, "Are you Paul?" I'm thinking, goodness, how spooky that a random man has been watching me who lives down here and has come down to say hello. Really, really cool. So big shout out to Norman and a big shout out to Norman's wife. I do look stupid in this hat, but you're not meant to laugh. Yeah, I know I look stupid, but my ears are cold. What sort of a week have I had? I hope you've had a better week than I've had. So we've got back from Deal. That was really cool to be with my wife and my daughter, who I haven't seen for quite a wee while. Weather was sort of typically English weather, as you'd expect. A couple of days fishing in the absolute steaming rain. But last night I'd unlocked the back of the house and a window because it was quite warm. My wife and my daughter were sitting sort of outside on the beach area. Went out to take a few photographs, and my daughter said, "Oh, it'd be nice to have a glass of wine out here, Dad. Go and get some wine." So I went back to the house to get some wine, but the front door had shut. And I thought, well, that's okay, because I can go in the back door. So I went round the back, tried to get in the back door, could see that it had been locked. And in between me coming downstairs and my wife going out, she'd seen the back door was open and thought, I will lock it. And numpty boy here hadn't checked. I'd left the keys inside. So then I'm going to my wife, well, we need to get some keys from somewhere. Ring the person who we've rented the place from. And she said, well, I can't because my phone's indoors. Well, how are we going to contact them? Because it was an Airbnb. So we tried to look it up on my daughter's phone, and eventually found it. But in order to talk to somebody, we had to book. So my daughter said, well, I'm not doing that, Dad. It's 200 quid. I said, well, I don't care. I want to get into the house. It's the last night. Anyway, we booked it. We could then message the person who looks after the house stuff, which we did. And half an hour later, she contacted us and we sorted out and got key and got in. But that was the easy part. Oh, there's a bite. Now, is that a bite or is that a crab? Come on, fish, do stuff. That might be a bite. Let's have a see. Oh, yep, it feels heavy stuff going on. Oh yeah, it feels very heavy. Bloody hell. Well, look at that. You couldn't have organised that, could you? What do we got here? We have a little plaice. You're game little things, aren't you? But you are an itty bitty plaice. Nicely hooked. You gave quite a nice bite, didn't you, plaice? Come on out. So, plaice is back in. I'm going to change down to some slightly smaller hooks. I think the hooks on there are too big, and particularly if there are bream around. So we drove home, and I came home in my car. I was home earlier than my wife. Got home, said hello to my wife's mum who lives with us, and she's very old, bless her, and gets quite confused with life in general. And she said to me as I walked through the door, she said, "Oh, one of the plugs was loose in the garage." I went, "Really?" Anyway, I went out to the garage and I could smell a horrible, like, rotten fish, like really rotten smell. I thought, oh no. Anyway, I've got a bait fridge. I opened the top and it was all covered in mould and it was minging, and I had some lug in there which was salted, had started to kind of turn even though they were salted. And I opened the freezer bit at the bottom, and all this like horrible, nasty, yucky, green, slimy water ran out. And you know that sort of where you well, it was a bit like that. Anyway, I thought, oh God, anyway, I emptied it out, threw all the fish away into bin bags, and then my wife got home as I was doing it. She said, "Are you okay?" I said, yeah. I'm not going to get stressed. She can't help it. She didn't mean it. But she'd switched one of the plugs off to the fridge and the freezer. And my wife went, "Well, it doesn't matter. It's only bait. It's only a little bit of bait. It's no big deal." I thought, well, yeah, it might not be to you, but it is to me. So I cleared it all up, but I could still smell like another rotten, minging smell. So I went to the beer fridge, opened that. That was switched off. I thought, uh-oh. I went to the freezer and opened that, and whoa, the stink. That had been switched off as well. So when I told my wife, I said, "The freezer switched off." She didn't react in quite the same way that I reacted. It wasn't as calm, and she didn't think, "Oh no, it's only a little bit of food." She was quite grumpy. So maybe somebody was smiling down. But I really couldn't believe it. I mean, I thought, you know, everything had gone too smoothly to then come home to that. But bless her, she is 88, 89, and one day we're going to be like that. So you can't really get too grumpy, and she didn't mean to do it, and she was really, really upset over it. And I sort of get it. But there's loads of space now in the freezer, and the fridge is really clean because I bleached it all. Right, stop yattering. Let's change the other tackle and let's bosh that out.
What you do means a lot to me anyway.
Well, that's good of you, chap.
Yeah.
I've just got to introduce Martin. My head's going to be out here. One chap's already come down, Norman, so hello Norman again. And now Martin's come. It's getting a bit spooky. Martin's just gone, "Hello, Paul." I think, what? Who's this fellow? Now, Martin's another fisherman, like me, obsessional. And you were fishing where recently?
Just over there, Friday night, Thursday night, Friday morning.
And what were you getting?
Bass, plaice, sole, eels, and there was a hound off of the front here.
In your view, chap, where's best to fish? Out that way or going where I am?
Anywhere.
Anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere there. It's good.
Well, Andy's had a bream, and I've just had a small plaice.
Yeah.
And I think there are one or two spider crabs out there as well. It does put you quite far out into the sea, though, doesn't it? Coming down here, which I'd really, really like.
Yeah. I mean, you can cast as far as you like or as near, and you're still out. So it doesn't matter if you can cast or you can't cast. fishing off here is good.
There was a time when I'd gone, I think, 5 times, and I'd caught absolutely zip.
Yeah.
And you think, well, I'm doing a thing about fishing. I really need to be showing people. People are going to think I'm an idiot. Like, what am I doing?
No, but I think it's good if you show you don't, because you know it's a scenario we don't all catch all the time. Doesn't matter who you are or how good you are.
Well, it heartens me when people comment, I have to say, and go, "Oh, don't feel too bad, chap. I've been out the last 7 times,
Yeah.
and blanked, weed, blank, blank, blank."
Yeah.
And fishing is a contrary thing, isn't it? Really?
Yes, definitely.
There's all these healthy people running up here and like tagging the end and then running back again, and I can see that you are obviously a runner. Yeah. My wife's been going on at me. Because we've been away on holiday. She was going. I opened a can of lager last night, and she was like giving me the look. I said, "Well, what's up with you?" She said, "Well, you're not going to keep drinking, are you?" Like, really grumpy. I said, "Well, no, I've only had 3 pints. That's not a lot." "Well, it is every day." "Well, no, I've been away on holiday."
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the odd drop of beer. Hello.
Morning.
Right.
Yeah, very well. Glad I'm not doing that. No, it's really cool. It's great to meet you.
No, like I said, I found you on YouTube, and it's great. It really is. It's uplifting, because I think, especially, you know, you locked down, you can look back, and if you're at home, it's great. But you know, I don't watch too much telly now. She sits there, I've got my headphones on, my iPad on,
Yeah.
my YouTube on.
Well, I'm a bit like you. My wife comes in and she goes, "Let me guess, fishing." Well, actually, yeah, funnily enough, it is. Yeah, and I'll watch anything to do with fishing. I'll watch coarse fishing, trout fishing, sea fishing. I think is the thing I prefer. If I was given a choice of all the things I'd want to fish for, this would be the one. Now, do excuse me eating this, but big thanks to Martin, one of my subscribers. He turned up down here and he brought 4 of these, 2 for Andy and 2 for me, which basically simple but effective. Clips on your rod and stops them getting all scuffed up on the wall, because I did have my tripod out and it sticks right out and it's a pain in the arse to keep clambering over it. So this has worked really well. So Martin, thanks chap. It's helped. And the wind, what's happening? It's howling. It's like the fish god looks down on me and thinks, you know what? The one day you've chosen to go out, the day before will be nice, but the day you go, be great for people out on yachts. I've just reeled in and I could lie and go, yeah, I had a huge bite, but I didn't even know this was on here. But another little shiny plaice, but kind of too small really to eat, so he's going to go back and swim another day. But the good news is they've started biting again. So, Aidan, fish identification, what is that?
It is a flounder.
A flounder?
It is indeed, yes.
What are you going to do with a flounder?
If it's keepable, keep it. If not, we'll
Put it back.
Yeah.
Good man. Well done.
Yeah, I think
Why are you you cannot show me up. I'm the one who's meant to catch fish, not you. It's got to stop.
that's it.
Well done, fellow.
That's it. Oh, thank you very much.
Good on you.
Cheers.
Well, for all of you out there, you will recognise this man. This man is Neil. He is the boatman. When did you last go out?
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
What did you get?
We had some bass and congers, mackerel, dogfish. You always get dogfish, don't you?
Did you keep the bass?
Oh yes.
They were keepable.
Yeah, they were that size, I suppose.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah, you couldn't go wrong really.
And you were drifting for them again with...
Yes, we was. Yeah. We stopped drifting, and then we anchored up, and we was catching eels, and all of a sudden there was bass all around the boat, jumping. I've never seen it like it before. Never seen it like it before.
Shoal
They're-
sprats or something just come up.
Well, yeah, they were chasing sprats and mackerel all around. You know, the birds were working all day.
Jamie, what have you caught, fellow?
Little plaice, mate, but I think it's the hook tail.
Right.
Quite to do here, mate.
Well, you have two choices. We can try and get the hook out, or we can cut, if you cut the line as close as you can to the hook, as long as it's not bleeding, you can probably pop it back. I'll see if I've got some forceps, fellow, and see if we can pop the line out through the gills. Yeah. No. We'll have a crack, fellow. Right, we've just had actually a bite that we saw this time, and a tiny little plaice. Where's the hook, fellow? Right, back you go, chap. Aidan has just had a stonking great bite, but it would appear Aidan has a seagull.
Good work, team.
So what's obviously happened, the seagull's flown into the line because they're just zinging around in the wind.
Get it in and we'll untangle it.
Anyway, we got Andy here who'll unhook him and sort him out. It's a lucky seagull.
You want that back in there?
I think so.
No, your line's off. I can drop in a rock.
One seagull, gonna get its freedom.
That's it.
Away you go, seagull.
Oh, clear off.
Woo! Lucky seagull. So, a little bit of excitement, seagull catching. The rain is now driving in. What is all this about poxy rain and me and fishing? It was meant to be nice today and it is driving through. But I'm going to go and get in the lee of this wall because it's making my trousers wet, and I very stupid man, left my waterproofs in the car, and I can't be asked to walk all the way back. Cannot be bothered. Stupid boy. Yeah. I think it's me. I think there's something in my personality in fishing that attracts strange people to where I'm fishing. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rods, and we're all fishing quite happily, about a metre apart in each rod. And the bloke turns up with a barky dog that he tethers over here, dog bark, 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 and then comes and fishes here, and then wonders why we get a little knacked off when he casts out and it goes over all of our lines. What is all that about? And I'm trying to be nice, and I'm trying to be friendly, and I'm trying to do all the things my wife says that I could do, but I was very close to being a little angry, but I've stepped away from it. So, Andy has caught a plaice by the looks of things. So we've had lots and lots of little plaice and no big plaice. You can see how much the weather's changed now. It is blowing an absolute what's it. It was forecast like 15 miles an hour. This is blowing 25 gusts, which you may or may not hear. But the good thing is it's blown all the rain through. Right, Andy has just caught himself another one. Another little plaice. We need their...
bigger brother.
Well, exactly. Ha! Now there is a very happy man. He's been fishing for hours. Watch the rest of us catching fish. I'm really, really happy for him. The chaps next to me are from Korea. Really nice fellows. 2 of them are not fishermen and 1 is a fisherman, but they're really enthusiastic, which is great to see. They don't seem to like the ragworm very much. Right, I think we'll put some lugworm on. Right, it's interesting casting conditions here. And you've got all the jet skis buzzing around. Yeah, Andy's just said, see if you can get one. but they're really close in because it is so rough out there. Right, let's reel this one in. It is howling. Now, I'll just reel this little fellow in. It's got to be over, if you're going to keep it, and I'm going to keep a couple of fish today. They're nice and fat and plump, but plaice have got to be 27 centimetres, and let's just measure you tip to tail. He is 32, so I can keep him. Now I'm going to call it a day. We've had a few fish, so not too bad a day, but I thought it would actually be a little better. But I think what's killed it is this wind. You can't really see any bites going on. A little bit of rain, kind of deal with that, but if you're going to be in the outdoors in England, you've got to deal with the weather. So next adventure, week's time, don't know where, may come back down here when the weather's a bit calmer. Might, it's starting to rain now, well hey, words came out of my mouth. Might go down to a different beach, but we'll keep maybe a look on the weather and the tides to decide where we're going to go. So as ever, to all of you out there, you look after yourselves, stay safe in these rather different times, and I'll catch you on the next one. So cheerio, take care.